Bobbing around inside the box, headed out by Preston. There's Mackay. Bannon again seeing the ball early on. That's good defending by David Neary. Mead is all on his own. Eased off the ball by Walter Kidd. Referee Hope gives the free kick. Just a little bit out of range, I think, when Kidd leaned into Mead. Sporting Lisbon and Arsenal were his former clubs. Alec MacDonald in the Hearts dugout. Strange to see him without Sandy Jordan in close attendance. Headed on by Patalainen. Here's Berry. Now Black. Mackay tackled by McInally. Here's John Cahoon. Ferguson's layoff, intended for Mackay. Krivokapic getting back to make that challenge on Bannon. The Hearts continuing their good start to the match. Keeping the pressure on. This is Cahoon. Gary Mackay. And Neary was in the way once more for United. Sanderson to Bannon. And Krivokapic showing his pace again, the Yugoslav. Very good turn of speed. There's Cahoon. Kidd is up. Ball is in the net, but the goal is chopped off. It will not count. Kidd has been penalised. And we'll see why. There was John Cahoon. It was a fine ball he played in. Kidd was being well marked by Preston, doing a bit of climbing on the shoulder of the youngster. The ball finding the net. And that's a let-off for Dundee United. Walter Kidd well inside the 6-yard box for that challenge. And right in the middle of your picture there, Johnny Haynes, the former Fulham and England player. Now a resident of Edinburgh and a regular at Tynecastle. This is Gary Mackay. Now Kidd. McInally getting back. It's still Kidd though. Doing a little too much on the ball. Now it's Kenny Black. That's well struck by Black. Very powerful left foot, the little Hearts midfield player. With only one thought in his mind when that ball from Malpass reached him. Saw the gap to go forward and let fly. Billy Thompson getting his body behind the ball. Here's Cahoon with Neary, and it's a free kick to Hearts. An apology offered by Neary. The referee now having a word with Miksu Patalainen, who's certainly been putting himself about up front for United, and clearly he's had one or two things to say to the referee. That's what's caused that. What a warning. So every United player now back behind the ball as Billy Thompson organises a wall. Mackay to Black. There's Ian Ferguson. Superbly struck by Ferguson. There are few players in the country better with this kind of shooting. Played just wide of the wall, and there was Ferguson with a dead ball just over the bar. McPherson and Patalainen battling in the air again. Krivokapic recovers quicker than the two Hearts players. Here's Mead. Lost his bearings for a split second, but here's McKinley. Well, Billy McKinley certainly is mobile in that midfield area, the 19-year-old for Dundee United. With some good play in the build-up here. Rafael Mead had just lost his bearings for a second. The clearance from Sanderson coming straight to McKinley and snatching at the shot. So the United dugout has Jimmy Bone at his feet there with some instructions. So Beaumont lining up the long throw. He's looking for Hegarty. Berry was the marker. Hooked away by Whittaker. Here's Krivokapic. Fine ball towards McInally. Brilliantly struck by McInally off the outside of the post. Well, that was a fine move from Dundee United, and the part played by Miodrag Krivokapic was crucial. Controlling it well. Now look at the quality of the pass. Opening up the left flank of the Hearts defence. There was McInally electing the shot, and it's just off the outside of the post. A foul by Mead on Kidd, lifting his boot too high in that challenge, catching Kidd around the knee. So some more pressure for the United defence to withstand. Ferguson looking for space around the box with Jimmy Sanderson over the free kick. Towards Dave McPherson. There's Bannon. Off the top of the bar from Eamon Bannon. Well, that almost caught Billy Thompson a couple of yards out. The presence of McPherson caused a lot of problems there for the United defence. Patalainen got a touch. There was Bannon. You could see Thompson a couple of yards off his line. Happy to see that bounce off the bar. Preston's header. McInally gets there first. Here's Patalainen. Preston hanging back to make an angle. Hasn't had a lot of change out of Kidd so far in the match. That's better play from Preston. And the header by Berry is picked up by Mackay. There is Alan Preston. Appears to have damaged the knee as he tried to pull that cross back after taking on Walter Kidd a moment ago. Clearly in serious trouble. And there is a free kick, and this time the referee will allow attention for Preston. So here's Preston again now. I don't think Walter Kidd will be too proud of this when he sees it again. His tackle certainly appeared to be high, and Preston took the full brunt of that. And in fact, United are waiting no longer about a substitution. The referee hasn't spotted that at the halfway line, the activity there. There's Ian Ferguson. Blocked by Neri. Back it goes to Mackay. Well, two attempts on goal from Hearts. The free kick initially by Ian Ferguson, blocked by Neri. The first time shot, left-footed by Gary Mackay, wide of the target. Gary's header, there's Mackay. Foul by Patalainen. He'll have to be careful, he's already been booked in the match. Ferguson offering movement up front for McPherson's free kick, but there's no more time in what has been a thoroughly entertaining first half. So an enthralling second half to come. Don't miss that. The half-time score, Hearts 0, Dundee United 0. Underway, and United with a change of pattern, I think, with Kevin Gallagher in attack, replacing the injured Alan Preston. First match between the sides this season, finishing in a no-scoring draw at Tannadice. There were 2 draws last season, and there were 2 good thumping victories for Hearts also. They won 4-1 here against United a year ago. They also won 3-0 at Tannadice in one of the league matches. There's Kenny Black. The header was by Al-Farsi of Eamon Bannon. A great chance for Hearts. Trying to steer that beyond Billy Thompson. John Cahoon looks frustrated on the 6-yard line. The header came from Malpass. There was Bannon. Cahoon wanted that laid back inside, but Bannon tried the shot. Here's Gary Mackay. Now Black. Mackay again. Brought down by Beaumont. Calculated foul that, I think, by Dave Beaumont. John Cahoon, slid in by Black. Goes McPherson. Challenged all the way by Hegarty. Good defensive play by Paul Hegarty. Challenging well in the air. Corner kick taken short already. There's Kenny Black looping it in. Up goes Patalainen, and the overhead effort from Ferguson. An acrobatic effort that from the Hearts striker. Played in by Kenny Black. McPherson causing problems. He came up there to Patalainen. There was Ian Ferguson, challenged instantly by Neri, and the shot goes over the top. Handball on there by Gallagher. Gallagher. Mead attacking the ball with Jimmy Sanderson. The handball against Gallagher. Another United player on the ground, and Raphael Mead, who's inside the Hearts penalty area. Clashed there with Sanderson. The goal kick has been given, and now there will be treatment for Raphael Mead. Referee Douglas Hope has certainly had to call on the physio for United frequently. Well, let's see how that happened once again. It was the handball on by Kevin Gallagher. There was Mead with Sanderson. Rather ungainly fall, certainly an accidental clash and an awkward landing for Mead. So Raphael Mead being carried from the field. He is being replaced now by Dave Bowman. So a further alteration to the tactics. Dave Bowman trying to communicate with Miodrag Krivokapic to identify to him the change of tactics. Haggerty. McKinley. Gallagher going in behind McPherson, brought down there by Whittaker. The referee waves play on. Relief on the face of Brian Whittaker. United fans behind Henry Smith incensed by that decision. Well, there was Whittaker with Kevin Gallagher. Now it looked as though Whittaker played the ball as he made the challenge. The referee appeared to be correct. Bowman's header, there's Krivokapic losing it to Sanderson. Neary going up with Cahoon. There's a shot from Ferguson. Well, Thompson relieved about that, I'm sure. Lofted forward by Sanderson. There was Cahoon leaning back into Neary. It comes back to Ferguson. The first time shot goes wide. Eamon Barron using Sanderson. Ferguson to Cahoon. This is Kenny Black. Intricate build-up there at the edge of the box from Hearts. Patalainen's touch on, allowing Gallagher to run on the left for United. Heading for the byline. Denied any space at all, though, by Dave McPherson. That was a good piece of defensive play. Finds its way to Ian Ferguson, who's tackled instantly by Hegarty. Here's Krivokapic. Hustled out of that by Bannon. Well, gets a lucky break of the ball, the Yugoslav. He has Bowman on the outside. Early cross fired in towards Patalainen, and Gallagher just missed it. That would have left Smith helpless. Good play from United. Krivokapic to Bowman, the first time cross. Patalainen getting up well, and Gallagher couldn't quite reach it. Kahuna is caught well offside. Well, there will be a bit of time to be added on for the injury to Raphael Mead in particular, but the 90 minutes have now come and gone. And the referee is adding on no extra time. That's a surprise. Referee Douglas Hope brings the match to an end. Disappointment of the fans in the fact that there have been no goals this afternoon in a keenly contested match. Hearts having the edge in the first half, perhaps, but over the piece a draw just about right. It's Hearts 0, Dundee United 0.
Alec, do you think that was a point won or a point lost?
In many ways, a point won. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's not the way we would play if we were well up the league. We would be going forward, but unfortunately, we've got to keep things a wee bit tight just now, Joe.
What is the big difference, do you think, this season from last season when you were going so well for a long period?
Very simple. We had the ball in the back of the net. Every week, we continually play with pressure that we could lose it in the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We have a lot of the game, but getting the ball in the back of the net is the biggest problem.
It seems remarkable that some of the fans, I think, Ian Ferguson, your top scorer with 9 goals, but he's been on the bench a few times, he's missed a few games. Is that not difficult to comprehend in the light of your lack of goals?
Yeah, very much so, but at the end of the day, it's horses for courses, and in many ways it's been unfortunate for Ian. Like say last week, he went through with the flu, and we found it a wee bit difficult to sort of take a chance in some of the games, but his chance came today, and you can see that Ian's a good striker of the ball, but it's just one of these things that we just can't get it in the net.
Well, a big game, of course, is coming up in midweek, the Velez Mostar match. How do you feel set up for that?
Well, I seem to be a wee bit pressure off the players. It's one of these things that in front of the home crowd, and they'll be right behind us. Unfortunately, they're suffering a wee bit just now in the Premier League, so they're a wee bit, you know, you get a wee bit edgy. They're looking for the first mistake, but quite sure on Wednesday they're right behind the players, and it's very important to us.
From the players' point of view, playing in Europe in this situation, the last Scottish survivors, is that something you think might give you a springboard to get right back in the rails in the league?
Yeah, I think so, because at the end of the day we've had so many phone calls trying to help us, small bits of information about the team. We've had obviously the tape from Big Davy Sign, which is magnificent, and we've had a tremendous response from people who try and help us. You know, but I say a wee bit of pressure and a wee bit. It's in Europe, it's not the Premier League. Certainly we'll be looking forward to it.
And you're looking forward to a lot of backing from the fans?
Well, obviously, as I say, you know, if we get the ball in the back of the net, then they're always right behind us. But they're no different from anybody else. Only hope that we can maybe get some of the injuries cleared up.
Alec, the very best of luck for Europe. Thanks very much.
Cheers, Joe. Thanks for you.
Yes, a point apiece at the end of the day, and a similar scoreline at Dundee moves Aberdeen 1 point closer to Rangers, whom they meet at Ibrox next Saturday. And suddenly, after a Frank McAvenny winner against Hibernian, Celtic are in that three-way tie for third place. Next week, Celtic are at Love Street, and Dundee United are at home to Hamilton, who lost 4-2 at home to St Mirren. The Lanarkshire neighbours Motherwell are still looking for their first win.